The back of his head appears to have sort of exploded.
Come to Paris, they said. It'll be romantic, they said.
I lent this book to Larouche. He said he was hoping to use it to inspire beatific vision.
I think this is their central document, their manifesto, if you will, the foundation of their beliefs.
That card you showed me earlier.
It's a calling card for an address in Thoiry.
We will rendezvous tomorrow.
Yes, 9 o'clock.
The Portuguese cafe. She turns just as he reaches in for the kiss.
You have to achieve greatness, especially if you're to win someone like Edwina.
As suspicious as I am of Bathsheba, the thing that is motivating me is still the moment
when life begins.
You're dipping your finger in the palette and smearing it, and suddenly you're like, this is what I've been doing wrong all these years. I've been putting something between myself and the canvas, the brush.
A 4. A 4 on a 70.
It's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's produced a masterpiece.
The whole lot drips right off, leaves a blank canvas, and pools on the floor like an oily mass of iridescent colours changing. And you see this faceless figure with horns and a huge pregnant belly.
Oh, fuck me.
Okay, well, I want to look in the box.
What's in the box?
It's a newborn baby.
No.
Apparently covered in many, many different colours of oil paint.
I do the Lady Macbeth and I just dash it on the floor.
I've got some great news for you.
Oh, yeah?
You've now lost 12 sanity in the day, so you actually are also indefinitely insane.
Excellent.
The Apocalypse Players present A Message of Art by Matt Sanderson, a Call of Cthulhu 7th edition scenario from the Nameless Horrors collection, with Joseph Chance as Jane Harnsworth-Wright, art dealer, Danann McAleer as Clovis Herbert, classical painter, Dominic Allen as Donatien Benoit, art critic, and returning special guest Jessica Temple as Edwina Alexander, dilettante. The title music is by Julie Abbey, and your keeper of arcane lore is Dan Wheeler. Part 10, Scene 1. The Travelling Poet, Gustave Moreau. So that's where we left it. Any questions before I find out what flavour of fucked you are?
Yeah, let's go for the full milkshake. Let's see what's happening.
I think we're going to do a summary because you're on your own.
Okay, great.
Okay. Okay, great. The last thing you remember when we left you, I think it was the early hours of the morning. Let's say, I don't know, 3 a.m., something like that. Because I think you left the Absinthe house at like 1 or...
Yeah, it was pretty late.
You come to the sound of loud bird song.
Oh.
And bright daylight. You're outside, you can feel a sort of breeze. And you look down and you've got a stack of papers on your lap and a pencil in your hand.
Oh God, it's like a Serbian film. What have I done?
I haven't seen it.
Well, I mean, I look around, am I on a bench? Am I on the ground? Am I...
You are. You're on a bench, and perhaps you recognise the place where you find yourself. You're in this sort of... It's quite quiet. It feels like you're in a park, in like a sort of cast iron... what would we call it?
Don't say gibbet.
So it's like a cast iron, almost like a bandstand shape, and you realise it's like a gloriette.
Oh.
as you come to, you realize you're in the gloriette at the top of the Labyrinthe in the Jardin des Plantes in the south of Paris, miles away from where you live.
The Labyrinth?
Well, it's called the Labyrinth. It's not much of a labyrinth. It's just a sort of spiral of hedges that works its way to the top of this hill. The view from here is beautiful. You can see the Eiffel Tower, actually, from where you are. And there's a zoological garden in the garden as well. It's full of nature. You know, it's like an arboretum with loads of different types of trees, and there's the sort of menagerie with loads of different sorts of animals.
Well, I check myself, and am I dressed right? Am I dressed as I was the night before? I guess, like jacket off and everything. Am I? Is it cold? Am I?
Yeah, and as you check yourself, the first thing you notice is that you are absolutely covered in dried oil paints. Like all your clothes, your hands, everything.
Well, I have no paints on me, but I'm covered in it myself.
No, exactly. You haven't got any paint on you. You're sketching with a pencil.
Do I wake up sort of as I'm sketching then? Do I feel there's a sort of continuous...
Yes, perhaps. Yeah.
As if I've been doing that sort of freehand writing or something. It's like I've just been drawing what's around me.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't feel like you've just sort of woken up. It feels like you've come to.
Right, okay, I've got you. Yeah.
Out of a fugue.
Yes, yeah. Oh, someone must have given me a dodgy pill. What? Well, I want to. I mean, if there's no one around me, and I'm sort of, I'm not naked. I'm not sort of in a state that's. I mean, my first instinct is going to be to look at what I've been drawing.
So you have the picture you have in front of you is a very, very lifelike, realistic picture of the rose bush that's right in front of you. But as you leaf through this huge ream of paper that you seem to have on your lap and around your person, it's just endless pictures of the nature that you've seen. There's pictures of the trees, this huge cedar at the bottom of the hill, pictures of some maple trees, and then there's pictures of the very ornamental flower beds, and also pictures of the animals as if you've somehow made your way through the menagerie, and the sketches of elephants and giraffes, and all the extraordinary animals that populate the menagerie.
In my normal style, it's classical.
Yeah, hyper realistic, which is really your style, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not a huge fan of the newer,
the symbolist stuff. No. Okay,
so I go through all of them, and they all seem to be basically from this park, from the zoo.
Exactly, yeah. But like dozens and dozens, as if you've been painting for like many hours.
I think, must have had one too many absents. What's this? I remember we agreed to meet, right? The three of us.
Yeah, you agreed to meet at 9 a.m. in the Portuguese cafe. The Café de Tate, I believe it was called.
9 a.m. Do I have a watch?
Give me a luck roll.
Yeah, good idea. I don't think I've checked whether or not I have a watch before. Well, that's a 65, so no, I don't have a watch.
No, you don't. You don't have a watch. You realise you don't have anything on your person at all, as if you've maybe come out without your wallet, without your watch.
No keys for the apartment, no. Yeah.
Nothing. As if you've walked out just with a pencil and a load of paper.
I feel like however strange, I mean, I'm assuming I can remember some of the night before, if not all of it. I mean, I think I imagine I remember what happened to Pinot. And something, and just despite all that horror and despite all the sort of excitement of the other place, and Belladin sort of accepting me, and then the strange visions and all of that, I think it's that. Actually, this is a terribly not French thing to think, but I sort of panic that I'm late for meeting them. But it's less that I care about, social situation. It's more the fact that I need to, that all this craziness happened the night before. I need to be with the two other people who were there, who I can run things past, and I feel very vulnerable. So I think I sort of get up and sort of scrumple up the papers, stick them in my trouser pocket, and I just want to march, as I imagine I know the way to where we were going to meet.
Yeah, it's quite some distance now. You don't know quite how you've made it, but you're on the other side of the river.
Yeah, man. It's going to take, maybe a couple of hours, is it? Or
well, maybe not that long, and you might be able to somehow
hop on a tram or
potentially, jump a gate, or like if you don't have anything on you. But anyway, you pack up your papers and
make sure I've not left anything around me. I'm probably also scanning around myself to be like, I'm in whatever state I was in. Have I dropped my keys nearby? Is there, I've got all my clothes, so that's fine. But I want to just start pacing basically to where I said I'd meet them, I think.
Fine. Well, the first thing you need to do is sort of make your way out of this labyrinth as it was.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah.
But I mean, it's not, it isn't really a maze. It's just, you descend this sort of spiral hill.
Yeah.
It's very peaceful. And I think as you're doing that, memories come back to you bit by bit about the night before.
Right.
And then eventually you sort of come out the bottom of this spiral labyrinth into a wider area of the park. And a couple of people catch your eye, or rather you spot a couple of people sat on a bench some distance away.
Yeah.
And there is an elderly looking man, and then another figure who's wrapped up in bandages, like gloves, full coat, quite a lot of clothes for the weather, for this time of year. And the face is bandaged, and then a big broad hat. Appears to be sort of leaning and talking to the old man, just sort of leaning over and whispering in his ear.
Do I get the impression they're sort of companions, or it's like an encounter? Is that maybe that would be a psychology roll or something? I don't know. Like,
but they're very close. They look like maybe they know each other.
Yeah. I don't recognise. Well, obviously, I don't know. I wouldn't know if I recognised the bandaged face, but I don't recognise the older man.
Why don't you give me a spot hidden?
Yeah. Good shout. That is 66. I don't think I'm that good. No, 50. Oh, maybe I should push it. I don't know. Maybe I push it, and I the reason I push it is because I've only got these fragments of memories coming back to me, and I'm coming out of this labyrinth, and everything seems, in that way that it does when you've sort of been on like a substance or whatever. Not that we ever have, of course. We never license such things.
No, never.
But you come out of it, and it's like a different level of reality, and you sort of have to hyper focus in on it to make sure you're not still in a different place. And I think seeing this strange figure with the broad-brimmed hat and the bandaged face and stuff is so surreal that I feel like it might be a part of a dream I'm having. And so I think I stop and I close my eyes and I slap my face a few times and rub my eyes, and not in a sort of overt, I don't want to attract attention, but just try and really wake myself up.
Well, you don't want to attract attention, but you are pushing it.
No, exactly. Yeah. But that's how I'm pushing my spot hidden. So I'll see how that goes. 27.
Okay.
On a 50. Okay.
So you do this strange little dance where you wave your arms around, smash yourself in the face, and as if you're sort of, I don't know, doing an impersonation of a pigeon.
Yeah. Spit over my shoulder.
But luckily, no one is around to see you. And then you take another look at this couple. And you see the bandage sort of slipping on the face of this figure, and underneath the skin looks like perhaps it's horribly burnt or something. It's very dark and mottled.
Oh.
And then a hand goes back up and like pushes the bandage back up, and the figure continues whispering.
Does it look like a male figure or a female figure? The bandaged.
It's hard to tell because as you look a bit closer, you realise that. In fact, now you've passed that spot hidden. As you look a bit closer, you think you recognise the coat. You think the long overcoat that the figure is wearing might be yours.
Oh, wait, but would I have? Did I give my code? Did I give my code to Edwina that night? Or I can't remember. Or...
hard to remember, isn't it?
No, perhaps not. Perhaps not.
It's hard to remember, but it does look, the way the coat is hanging off the shoulders, like maybe it's a woman wearing a man's coat.
One that looks a lot like.
It's an awful lot like yours.
Well, I think that's too much. Too much. I mean, curiosity killed the Frenchman. I don't know, but I think. Well, also I have an excuse. I think seeing that, I have this moment of sort of lucidity of, hold on, if that is my coat, there's something going on here. I don't know how I came to this place. I need to figure it out. So I go over and I sort of try and sort of present myself as well as possible, sort of straighten out my shirt. I don't want to look like a vagrant who's just woken up in the park, basically, but I probably still will. I try and mitigate that slightly, but I think I sidle over and I say, bonjour, quelle heure est-il?
So the man appears sort of almost not comatose, but like this sort of very fixed stare in his eyes. But the other figure turns to you, turns to face you, and now you're quite close up. You can see, although the face is bandaged, it doesn't appear to cover any features. It's like almost like spherical. I should remind you at this point, it's fair for me to remind you that you are indefinitely insane, so you may be experiencing delusions. And at any point, you can ask me for a reality check.
Okay, good.
I'm not telling you want to do that now.
No.
But I thought I would remind you that.
Thank you for the reminder, though. Yeah.
But also, you're so close that you can see where the bandage slips. It is very dark and mottled colours, and it almost reminds you of a dark mottled oil painting.
Ooh. And do they answer at all? I mean, obviously the old fella seems to be in a sort of comatose state.
Well, they do and they don't.
Oh, I don't like that.
There's no movement from the mouth. You don't hear any words come out of the mouth, but yet you do hear a voice in your head saying,
"Oh, there you are. I wondered where you'd gone."
Well, I am here. Well, it's not a voice I recognise, I imagine. Is it hard to say?
It's very vaguely familiar, but it's weirdly, it's not quite a voice. It's almost like a message that just arrives directly in your brain.
Oh, I see. Well, I asked you what time it is. You do not happen to have a watch on you, do you?
The old man next to her snaps out of his reverie and reaches inside his breast pocket and says, "Oh, it is 10 minutes past noon. I have so much to work on. I must write." And he gets to his feet with his stick and starts hobbling off. "I must write. I must write." And you just hear him muttering that as he wanders off down the path. And you're left with this strange figure.
Who's not speaking, just looking at.
And you hear this voice arrive in your head again saying,
"Well, that was very interesting. Where next? You must introduce me to more of your friends."
Who are you? I do not know. Show me your face. I know you are injured, surely, but we have met. I recognize your voice. I know you on some level.
And the figure takes off the hat, and you realize this broad-brimmed hat is masking these sort of horns that come out of the head.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
And she begins unwinding the bandage around her face, and you realize it's the faceless, oil-painted figure from the night before. And you hear this voice arriving in your head again saying,
"I thought you wished me to remain covered up."
Yes. I mean, is that me? Am I going mad again now? I don't know. Is that a sanity roll? Or is it a reality roll?
Oh, you can give me a reality check. So that's a sanity. That is a sanity roll. Yeah, that is a sanity.
Yeah, but I feel like seeing this thing and suddenly, I guess, the fucking sharpened relief of the image of what I did paint last night, and suddenly remembering like this thing I was trying to mold onto the canvas with like planets being born and all this stuff, and I see this thing revealed and yet talking to me in this semi-familiar voice. I feel like, okay, I might still be. I've been drugged. Maybe I've been drugged. Maybe so much of last night was a complete dream. Who the fuck knows?
Yeah, give me a sanity roll, which will be a reality check, basically.
Let's give it a go. So my base sound was 60 and I've lost 12, I believe. So I'm on
48. Yeah.
That's 54.
So you lose 1 point of sanity.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
And have a bout of madness.
Yeah.
Let's see, hang on. What's going to happen to you now?
It's a roller coaster for old Clovis.
So, I think since you have made a reality check, you do lose 1 point of sanity, and you are going to have a bout of madness. But I think that's because you realise that this isn't a delusion. This is very real.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at that moment, you how long for? At that moment, when you hear this, you hear this voice and you see this face and you realise what you've created.
Yeah.
You just black out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you awake to a gendarme shaking you, saying, Monsieur,
Hey.
Monsieur, are you all right?
Hey. Well, where am I?
Are you hurt?
Oh, no, I cannot be. I'm checking myself, I guess, and sort of, is it night? Is it day? Where am I?
It still appears to be day, and you still appear to be in the park.
Oh, that's weird.
But you're kind of racked with pain.
Oh, shit. From where? Like, is it coming from a certain part of the body?
It's kind of on it's your skin.
Oh, fuck.
Your skin is sort of blistered as if it's burnt in places where the oil paint was on you.
Oh, yeah, because I was covered in it, wasn't I? And so the paint's sort of gone, but it's these blisters remaining, or there's bits of it.
Well, there's still paint on you, and there's bits of blisters.
Shit. Wait. Water. I need to find water. I think I really want to I don't know who the fuck this guy is, but I mean, being covered in some sort of thing that's burning your skin. I guess there isn't a fountain or a pond or anything nearby.
Well, it looks like maybe the burning has happened and passed.
Right. Okay. So it's not like a panicked sort of. It's now blistering. It's like it's already the damage is done.
No, it's not quite. A little bit unfair for me to say blistering. It's not. You're not. It's just an awareness that you have been in very close proximity to searing heat.
Yeah.
And there's a smell in the air as well. The smell of burning oil paint. And the gendarme says, "What do you think you are doing? Lighting a fire in a public park?"
No. I did not light a fire. I was asleep, as you know.
Well, who did this then? Who did this?
I don't know. Look at me.
And he points to a pile of smouldering clothes next to you.
Well, I don't know. Look. I was next to the fire. They must have burned me as well, huh? It's not my problem. Please.
Well, this is a mess.
Huh?
This is a mess. You must what do you make? What are you playing at?
What do you expect me to do about it? I'm not, I did not light it. I told you I did not light the fire. We didn't start the fire.
It was always burning since the world's been turning.
Exactly. Exactamo. No. I would not. But I think I am looking at the clothes. Do I recognise the clothes at all? It's not like my jacket again. It's not like the same clothes that the woman was.
The gendarme goes over and gives it a kick and picks up a long, very badly burnt coat that's covered in like sticky, black, burnt oil. And on the ground underneath the coat is a thick mass of like tar, like burnt oil.
Oh, fuck. Well, you leave me be. I'm not going to cause you any trouble. I will just want to check if any of these are mine.
I think we are going to have to take you down to the station and have a speak about what's going on here. This is not something we can just let go, monsieur. This is a protected place, the park.
Well, listen. My name is Clovis Herbert. I am a respected artist in this city. I have not started a fire. This is not my doing. I've had a very fucking tricky night.
Well, it certainly looks like it, but I think you ought to come with us now.
Oh God, I don't know what I want to do. I don't want to go with this guy, but also, I mean, I keep fucking passing out and waking up in new places. Like, I don't know how the fuck I'm going to manage. Like, it was already noon when I asked the old fellow if he was telling me the truth, so I'd missed them by 3 hours already. I don't know. Would I know where to find them? Do I know where their apartments are, maybe? But also this, it does look like the clothes that the painted figure was wearing.
Certainly does.
Oh, fuck. I kind of need to, I need to pick up the clothes. I mean, if it's my jacket, I want to take my jacket, even if it's burned. But I also want to just search through the clothes and see if there's anything in there. I don't necessarily want to get any more of that gack on my hands because it's already been burning my skin, but it's too strange to leave this scene, you know?
Okay, well, if you go for it, I mean, the copper is holding one copper is holding the coat and the other one is sort of talking to you, basically.
Okay, I'm going to go to snatch the coat and run.
Okay. Wow.
Like, as I do, I sort of say, listen, I am not any sort of threat to you. I've simply had too many drinks, and I just lunge for the coat and try and pull it away with.
Okay, great. I'm gonna say, give me a dex roll.
Okay, cool. My dex is actually my best skill, so thanks for that. That's a 13 on my 80 dex.
Are you going to be opposed? No, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, actually, because I think you probably... or am I? No, I think it is going to be opposed.
Yeah, fair.
What did you roll on your 80?
A 13.
Oh, wow, okay, so that's extreme. Okay, well, I've just rolled a regular success. So you snatch the coat and you run. And one of them yells, "Monsieur, come back!" and blows his whistle. And they're both blowing their whistles furiously. But you're running, and I can see your move rate is 8, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
And with a head start, I think you are making it away from them.
Okay, great.
Oh, I should say, could you take 1 hit point damage, please, for the slight burns?
Burning. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, the slight burning sensation. Yeah. So yeah, you're away. You're running through the. Just, do you know where you're running to?
I'm still in the park, I imagine. I guess I'm thinking on my feet. My first thought is get away from them, because obviously you don't want to get caught by police you've run from. They'll batter you either way. And then, I mean, if I feel like I am making headway, I think I'm going to be racking my brains to think, where does either Jane or Edwina, probably Edwina, but also there's something about Jane that's a bit more solid. I'm just trying to think where they are based in Paris, if there's who would be nearest, because they were there last night and I could hide there. And also I just need to ask someone else what the fuck happened last night, because it's so out there in my head.
Sure. So I don't know whether you know where any of them live.
No, probably not, I suppose. I know where the Absinthe House is, where we met.
You know where the Absinthe House is? You know where the cafe is, where you agreed to meet the next morning?
Yeah.
You know where Paladin's apartment is?
Yes.
You might find him.
Are any of them really close? Or are any of them far closer than the other? I think because in that sort of, as I'm running away, it's like, what's my best option?
Yeah, they're all pretty far away. They're all quite close together and quite far away from here.
Okay.
I think unless you're a professional athlete, you're not going to be able to run all the way there.
In which case, I want to get to...
Your constitution's pretty good. I mean...
Yeah, but even so, you don't run across Paris. But, I mean, yeah, I think maybe I just want to make it to a street where I can get a tram towards the area of the city I know better. That's my main thing. I want to keep away from these gendarmerie and
fine.
Try and hop on a bus or a tram or something like that to just take me closer to where I might be able to find them, or at least go to the Absinthe House or the cafe and see if they've been in there. Try and trail them slightly.
Okay. Well, the whistles are blowing and you're running, and you are currently getting away from them, but they are in pursuit, and the whistles are blowing loud. So I don't know whether you want to literally just try to outrun them to this station and jump on a tram, or whether you want to try and
a maneuver of some sort.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't think. Am I out of the park yet? Are we sort of into the streets, or am I still sort of in the park?
The park's really big, so let's say you're still making it through the park, but you can kind of see the gate to the park up ahead of you as you run.
Okay, great. And is there anything like between me and the... I guess the park's a wide open space. If it was an alleyway, I'd be looking for bins to knock over or anything to get between me and them, but I guess I don't really have that option in the park, so I guess I don't know what I do. I think I put on the coat as I'm running in some sort of comical maneuver.
Okay, the coat is still like, it stinks and it's heavy with like melted oil, and it's
just rags.
I mean, like, it's got one armhole and the rest of it hangs off you. It makes you
great. What an image.
It definitely doesn't improve your appearance. But fine.
Yeah, but I do it anyway, and then I realise, but it's too late, and I think I have to just sprint for this gate. If it's open ground, I'm just
okay. Get
me away from them. Get out of their sight, and then I'll either hide or I'll, evade somehow. Yeah.
Great. So you run for this gate, and you sort of make it out of the park, and you dash across the road, avoiding like a carriage, nearly getting trampled under some horses' hooves. But you can hear the cops like coming out, blowing their whistles, and then you see another gendarme like on the corner ahead of you, like hearing the whistles and turning, seeing you running in your mad flowing like raggedy black cloak, and he starts blowing his whistle and running towards you as well. And at this moment, suddenly you hear from an alley on your left, in here.
I adjust course immediately, even before seeing who it is, because seeing this third guy turn up is like, fuck the police, am I right?
You dive into the alley, and there's a figure ahead of you. And you just hear this voice again. Follow me.
Please.
And the figure runs down the alley, and then ducks into a doorway, and sort of holds open the door.
I just have to trust it. I think in the last moment I probably have this idea that, oh shit, this is how they get you. This is them pretending to be your friend, and then it'll be the police in there, and they'll have caught me. But I don't have time to overthink it, and I know they'll be turning the corner of the alleyway, so I go in, and I've no idea who this person is. I'm just on the whims of fate at this point, yeah.
And you bundle into the room, the door shuts behind you, and as you hear whistles blowing and footsteps sort of running on the alley outside.
Yeah.
And your breathing maybe starts to settle.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Thank you. Where are you? Can I see whoever it was that...
You can. It's a familiar figure, and you hear the voice again.
There you are. I wondered where you'd got to.
Oh, no. No. It cannot be. You can I... They have their back to me. Can I see them? Are they?
It's the figure as somehow sort of a shaft of light comes through the corner of the door, and she steps forward, and you can see this oil paint, but it's singed and smoking.
What happened to you? What happened to me? Last time I was talking to you, and I woke up, and there was my clothes and the fire. What?
I think you know exactly what happened to me.
And these hands that look like they had gloves on them, but the gloves are burnt, and there's the burnt oil reach up towards your neck.
No. Je suis désolé. No. Please. What is? I don't know how to connect with this thing. I feel like I'm just in this room, right? It's like a side alley room.
Yeah, like maybe a restaurant kitchen.
Right, yeah.
I mean, you're getting a sense that...
Yeah, any escape routes other than the way I came?
Doesn't look like it.
Right, so I need to engage with this. And also, it's not that I just need to. I've already lost sanity. I've lost my mind, but But is there a chance that this is real? That dream, this thing, this painted thing how did I summon this thing?
Well, maybe give me another reality check.
Maybe I need to, just as it goes to touch me, because I think, fuck knows, if it is real, then obviously the whole universe is different than I thought. So that's a 16.
You realise this isn't real.
Yeah, of course it is. How could it be?
There's nothing there. There's nothing there at all. It must have been weird, like, you know how sometimes when your blood is pumping really loud, you hear like noises in your head and like whooshing.
Yeah.
Maybe you thought you heard someone whispering and talking, and somehow you've ended down this alley, but you're alone in this You're alone in this restaurant kitchen. There's no one there.
How did I get in? The door must have been open, I suppose. And I do sort of similar thing to what I did before. I slapped myself a bit in the face and rubbed my eyes, and there's still no one there. And it's all a dream. I must have been drugged, or there was something else in the absinthe, or whatever it is. I've been on one, and I've woken up a couple of times now, and I've just been different levels of dreaming. It's like fucking Inception.
Yeah.
Paris edition or something.
And yet the pain in your hands as you move your hands.
Oh fuck, that's real, isn't it?
And the fact that you've been sweating, and it's almost like the sweat has gone into those sores and it's stinging. That feels very real. And you can still smell that acrid burnt oil scent in almost like it's stuck to the hairs in your nostrils.
Blech. I mean, it's sort of a side kitchen thing. Is there like a basin of water or a sink or something that looks like it would have? Yeah,
you sort of stumble around in the almost dark and find a like a sink with a jug of water next to it.
Yeah, I want to pour it over my hands, try and just get the sweat out of the sores. Like, it's probably, I can't be too thorough. I imagine it's really delicate. It's really sort of painful. Like,
it's pretty sore. Yeah.
I want to pour it over my face as well and just make sure none of it's near my eyes. And I mean, it's too dark in here. I'm supposed to have a look around. Do I have a lighter on me, or no? Would I? No, maybe
a lighter.
Yeah,
you do. You realise you definitely do have a lighter on you, and you've got this vague memory of flicking it and throwing it at a figure in the park.
Oh shit! No.
But you do find it in the pocket of your coat. Somehow, it got bundled up. It must have got bundled up in the coat, and it's there. It's your Zippo lighter. But you remember that's the last time you had it in your hand. You remember screaming and throwing it at this figure.
But this must be a nightmare. Or...
It does feel like a horrible, horrible nightmare.
No, because the figure is not real. It's not real. I turn around. I check over my shoulder a couple of times now. But I do want to light the lighter and just hold it around the room, just because if the figure's not real who beckoned me in here, something in me psychologically must have chosen to go in here. And I'm thinking maybe there's some significance in this room. I'm probably wrong, but I just want to lift the lighter up and have a look around, and I can do a spot hidden if you like, or anything that might be appropriate.
Yeah, let's see.
I'm also aware that I'm wearing burnt rags, and I don't look particularly... I'll be very recognisable if the police are looking for me, so if there's anything that I could chuck over myself or that would help me either.
Yeah, as you look around, you see there's some chef's whites hung up.
Well, fuck it. I realise I can't be running around the hit.
It's a lot better than what you're wearing.
Exactly. So even if it's slightly odd, people might just think I'm on my way to work or whatever. So I think I do. I take off my my shirt, my braces, my trousers and everything. I do put on the chef whites.
Yeah, and they're in like a sort of a locker that hangs open, and there's a mirror on the inside of the locker. And as you take them down, you get a look at yourself.
Got a hat and everything?
There is a hat, if you want to take that as well.
Yeah, I'll take that. Why not?
And as you look at yourself, you realise you are an absolute state, and that the oil paint is like caked in your hair and your beard and all over your hands, like completely covering your clothes. But, you know, once you get rid of your clothes, apart from your hair, your face is not that bad. There's not too much paint on your actual face.
Are there any scissors in the kitchen?
There's certainly some lots of kitchen knives.
I want to. Maybe I need to cut my hair off.
Sure. Okay.
I mean, if it looks that bad, if I'm like, well, what's the point of a disguise? I need to like. So
I think that's an excellent idea.
I think I pick up one of the knives and check on my finger that it's sharp enough, and I just start sort of bunching up bunches of my hair in one fist and sort of sawing at it with a kitchen knife with the other hand, and I just.
It's sharp, so it comes off quite easily. You can do a fairly good job. It's almost like sort of like cutthroat razor sharp.
Okay, great.
So you managed to get most of it out of your hair and give yourself like a short back and sides.
A buzz cut, basically.
Looks a bit of a mess, but like it certainly doesn't look as bad.
It's a messy haircut rather than a man covered in paint, which is.
Did you do your beard as well?
Oh, the moustache and the goatee. I don't know. I think I have to. Maybe I think I have to. I do. Yeah, I do. I do the goatee as well and the moustache. And I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Yeah, in your chef's whites. So yeah, you've done a pretty good job. And I guess you're left with you've got your hands covered in paint, but
what can one do?
Yeah, what can you do? You've done a.
I mean, I've washed them, but it's dried in, it's caked in. You need
you've done a pretty good job, and you realise that as you look at yourself, you realise you have completely transformed yourself. If you step out of here, you don't think even if the gendarmerie is still outside, you don't think there's a chance they'd recognise you as the man who stepped inside.
Yeah, it's like in Grand Theft Auto, you can have like 5 stars on you. The police are chasing.
Yeah.
You go into like a respray shop and just drive back out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and you're immediately fine. So he's just given himself a GTA makeover.
You've had a respray.
Yeah, he's had a respray. But I think that's what I do if I sort of leave a pile of hair on the floor. I mean, the coat I took because I wanted to. I mean, before I leave, I look at the coat, the paint that's on the coat, the oily or the tar sort of substance. Is it the same as what's on my hands? I imagine it is. It's the same sort of black paint.
Yeah.
Nothing in the pockets or anything. I think basically I'm going to leave everything here because, unless there's anything significant I can sort of sense about it. I think it was a bit of a red herring. Just kind of wanted to grab it off them and take it with me in case.
Yeah.
In which case I'll sort of compose himself and come on, Clovis, it will be all right. You've had a shock, that's all. Everything will be fine. Sort of rubbing sort of slightly as these burnt hands. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Opens the door, steps out as the chef. I'm hoping there's no one there, but even if there is, I think just straight back and just walks.
Doesn't appear to be anyone in the alley. You can't hear the police whistles anymore.
I think, to be clear, to be just on the safe side, I walk back the way I had ran and then take a right from there, just so I'm not like still going in the same exact direction. I want to merge with the crowds if I can.
Fine, yeah, and you do, and it's you sort of merge with the crowds, and you get the feeling by how busy it is that it's sort of maybe late lunchtime. People are finishing up lunch. So you realise you're very lucky that the keeper just realises that the restaurant kitchen you were in, obviously they only do dinner service, they don't serve through.
Yeah.
Or perhaps it's a little later, but yeah, you sort of wander vaguely, I guess you wander the streets towards the nearest metro. When did the metro begin in Paris? This is what I should know.
Oh God, I don't know actually.
1890s. No. It started. No, construction started just after this period.
So it would have been, I guess.
So would have been trams, yeah. I think. So you realise you haven't got any money on you.
Of course. None in the chef whites, of course.
Well, maybe give me another luck roll.
Okay, cool. I'm assuming they were in use. You never know. There might be a couple of francs tucked away somewhere.
Yeah.
That's 23, 50. I've spent 8. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you have got enough for a tram fare.
Okay, cool. A few bits of strap.
So, I say, so give me an idea roll. So you can sort of I can help you out a bit with where you might want to go.
So that is not a good idea that I've just had, because that is an 86 on my 60 intelligence.
Okay, well, in that case, you're stuck with your own ideas.
Yeah. Well, I know what I wanted to do was get back to the area of the city that I knew better.
Fine.
Part of me feels like there must be some significance with the labyrinth and the hill and the zoo and everything, but it's like, well, I've been chased by police and I've decided to run. I know that place is there.
Well, perhaps there's significance, or perhaps, there's been a lot of talk about minotaurs over the past few days. Maybe that you just felt drawn to a labyrinth.
Yes, that's very true. Yeah, it could be that. It could be that I was thinking about Pinot's piece and, the way Jane was talking about it, and that it just came into my dreams, into these fucking hallucinatory dreams, whatever I was having, and I ended up at the fucking labyrinth, because why the fuck wouldn't I? Well, my instinct was to get to the other side of the river, to get to the area that I know. So I'll hop on a tram/bus, delete in post if we need to, depending on whether or not I made up the tram thing, and get back to that area. I think first off, I'm going to go straight to the cafe.
Okay.
And get a job as a chef.
Yeah.
No, and the cafe where we were going to meet, and sort of at least ask whether or not I know the stuff, if they've seen Edwina and Jane. And if they haven't, I'll move on to somewhere else. But I kind of want to, I just really feel the instinct that I need to touch base with them, and hopefully they're still all right, because fuck knows I'm not off to that night. To be honest, I probably realise also at that point I'm not even entirely sure it's the next day. It could be 2 days later for all I fucking know.
Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah, but that's my plan.
Sure, okay. Well, you get the tram to Boulevard Haussmann and make your way to the cafe. And yeah, you make your way in, and it's sort of reasonably busy, but not crazy busy.
Bonjour.
You get a few looks, like you look a bit odd, but
I sort of try and sort of pull the sleeves down over my hands slightly. Tuck them behind my back a bit, sort of look as casual as I can, sort of sidle up to the counter and say, bonjour, hello, Clovis, you may not remember me. I was meant to be meeting a couple of friends here, Edwina, Alexander, and Jane, Harnsworth-Wright.
No, sorry, I do not know them. You're supposed to be meeting them around now?
Well, you know how it is. I feel they may have been in earlier, and I'm just really tired.
What sort of time?
Well, 9. We were meant to meet. I know it's much later now, but things
9.
Things got away from me. What can I say?
He looks at the clock and he's like, "You are 6 hours late, monsieur."
6 hours. Fuck. I look at the clock and sort of try and go, oh, I know. The shift run over, my chefing comes first, people need to eat. So, but you haven't seen them, no? You were not in at night?
9 o'clock. There were some people here at the table. 2 women, a young one, an older woman, and a gentleman they were here for a long time, as if they were waiting for someone. Yes.
Well, speaking in English, probably, and...
No, speaking in French with very, very bad accents.
Wait, northern accents.
Yes.
She sounded like this. All right, bonjour.
Yes, exactly like that. That's very familiar. Oh, no, that's what they sounded like when they spoke in English. I cannot remember.
Oh, yeah, I can't remember the rules.
Yes, they were with the 2 women they were with that critic.
Oh, wait, Benoit.
That is it, Donatien Benoit.
Donatien Benoit.
No, they were here for a long time, as if they were waiting for someone.
Yes, I'm afraid to say it was me. You don't happen to know where they went after, or?
I'm afraid not.
No, they left together, though? They seemed in good spirits, or?
Yes. Yeah, oui.
Oui, merci. The younger woman, she was the most beautiful thing you've ever seen in your life, no?
She was certainly the most beautiful woman that's been in here today, I would say.
Oh, yeah.
Perhaps that's why I remember them.
Anyway, well, thank you.
You looking for a job?
Wait, no, what am I saying? No, I'm fine. I sort of almost accept a job and then... Yeah, no, I need to fuck off. Well, I think I will take my leave at that point. I say, which table was that? You pointed towards the window? Or?
Yes, there is a corner here.
Merci. And I go for the door, sort of like slowly, and then I kind of want to go. I'm imagining the table's occupied, but I feel the need to like go over to the table and just check that there's not anything like carved into them. They haven't tried to leave a message, or there's no paper on the floor, or
no, there is nothing. They've left nothing. But you do, in looking for notes, you do remember that there was a note that Edwina showed you the night before.
Yes.
That had been passed from Pierre Larouche to Paladin, which Edwina had, I think, had lifted from Paladin's pocket.
Yeah.
Which was an address, and it said on it, "Come Tuesday." And you remember having this whole conversation with her about this card, about, oh, that must be LaRouche and Bathsheba's address, and if it says come Tuesday, maybe they'll be out of town, maybe they'll be in Paris until Tuesday. It was an out-of-town address. Pierre LaRouche's country residence. And you'd had this whole conversation, you remember, about that was where you should all go tomorrow.
Wait.
While LaRouche was away.
Yes.
To see if there was anything you could find at his house in Thoiry.
I think maybe as I look, sort of, excuse-moi, mademoiselle, sort of as if I've dropped something and I can't see anything, and I make my way to the door, and as the bell rings, as I sort of open it and step back out into the street, I remember that. I see the street sign, and it brings back to me the address, and I think, oh, that is where they would be heading, most likely, and I know I'm hours late at least. I still haven't double-checked the day, because it's quite hard to do that without seeming mad.
Oh, well, the guy said you're 6 hours late, so that implies that it is the same day, yeah.
Yes, that's very true. So I imagine I don't still have the note on me. Is it a luck roll to see if I remember the address? I imagine things are quite vividly burned into my... Well, no, I know where LaRouche lived anyway, wouldn't I?
No, you didn't know where he was, but the address... Yeah, let's say you remember the address.
Yeah. I feel like it was one of those nights where like everything was so crazy that it's these strange things that are like seared into your memory, these snapshots, and one of them happens to be the address.
Well, you remember Thoiry, and as far as I know, yeah, it's a little village basically.
And this is the address they said they would be at. Come visit us here on Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't say to you, come visit us there.
No, but
Thoiry is a little village outside Paris with a population of, a few hundred, maybe 1,000 at most. So you think you can vaguely remember the address, but even if you couldn't, you think you could probably, once you got there,
ask someone
would know where he lives. Yeah, he's relatively famous. So I think if you said,
yes,
I'm looking for LaRouche's residence.
Yeah, I'm his new personal chef, clearly.
Yeah.
Covered in paint and whites. In which case, it was my own apartment. I dreamt that I summoned this paint creature. I don't think it's real anymore, because I did a reality check and it disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
I should head there because the villagers is out of town. They may well still be there. I don't know what situation they'll have been faced with, or if they even went there in the first place. But
yeah, it's probably a couple of hours out of Paris by coach and horses.
Well, what I'm going to do is, if my apartment is relatively close, which I think it is, yeah, I'm going to run up to my apartment because I need a bit more change. I should probably not just be dressed as a chef, although maybe I will stay dressed as a chef just for the visual images. But I think what I'll do is go up there, try to clean my hands a bit, try to at least make sure I look presentable as a chef. Grab some money, grab, I don't know, a palette knife, something, just in case, I don't know, and then set off. So, but I want to go back there en route, basically.
Brilliant. So you do.
And I also, the sight of the summoning in my dream, even though I know it's now non-reality, I kind of want to see what state I left my apartment in, because I have these memories of painting this crazy thing, and I wonder if the painting's still there.
Scene 2. Anxiety. Edvard Munch.
So you make your way back to your apartment block and make your way up the stairs. And you have this strange sense of sort of foreboding as you get closer to your floor. And you get to your apartment and you see the door is hanging open.
Yeah.
Give me a spot hidden.
Not good, but I know what state I was in, so may well have just been me running out into the street off my non-absinthe. That's a 77, it's not good. Although it's my apartment and I wanna is it just the sort of exterior of the door that I'm looking at, or do you mean in general?
Yeah.
I think I'd take a closer look. I'm gonna push the roll.
Okay.
And I'm gonna because I need to know if it was me in a drunken state, sort of leaving the place and fuck this place. I would leave the doors open. I'm a free artiste or any of that shit. Or if it was like someone came and got. I want to see if the lock's damaged. I want to see if I left my keys in. Sure. I take a breath and I really try and analyze it as analytically as possible, which is how you analyze things, right? Oh, no good. That's 68. That's bad now.
Your spot hidden's 50, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So as you sort of stare more closely, you notice that what look like footprints coming out of your apartment, like oil, as if someone's trodden in oil paint.
I will never get the deposit back.
Two sets of footprints, and they look like they just sort of fade away as they pass the threshold of your door, as if like the paint on the feet has just sort of run out at that moment. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah. Does one of them look like it could be my footprints?
One of them looks very much like it could be your footprints.
I think I even, because I'm imagining I'm still wearing the same shoes, even if I've changed to the chef's whites, I sort of check the soles of my shoes, and I imagine there is dried oil paint, as there is for most of my body.
Yeah, and the tread of the boots look exactly like yours.
The other one, that's the risky, that's the problematic.
The other footprints, weirdly, you don't know why this comes to you, but you are 100% sure that they're Edwina's footprints.
Oh. Okay, I was not expecting that. That's...
You don't know how you can be so certain, but...
Yeah.
They're small, dainty female footprints, and for you, they must be Edwina's.
Well, the perfect size, and, yeah, and I still feel like, even through all the craziness, he still has that slight obsession with her from the night before and everything, and I just think, yeah, that makes sense. They must be hers. Which means she must have come to get me and we must have left together, which means she must have been in the same sort of state I was, maybe, and maybe she needs help, maybe she's, I don't know, but anyway, I'll go into the apartment, obviously, and I'll try and clean a bit of the paint off the rest of my face and my hands and find a bit of change.
Well, you step into the apartment and the floor is like covered with oil paint. There's like oil paint everywhere.
Ah, mon Dieu.
And there's footprints sort of going back and forth across the floor. And this, trail of female footprints seems to sort of go towards the corner of the room in the eaves where you have a little bit of storage space under the eaves. And you can see a sort of shape on the floor over there. And then you also see your easel where you remember painting this oil painting. But your painting isn't on it. It looks like something else is on it that you don't remember painting. And it doesn't look like your style at all. It's dark. It's like a dark sort of rectangle.
The Space Odyssey, no?
No, a bit like Pinot's The Man and the Bull painting.
Oh, yeah. That Jane was so interested in.
Yeah.
So maybe, no, it cannot be him because... and then I suddenly get this flashback of my friend having his head having blown up at this party. But I feel like the thing that draws me in most is whatever's painted on that canvas, but there's this unease towards that shape under the eaves, and I feel like maybe I step through, I pull the door not completely two, but two behind me. I think I have to look at the painting first. I have to see what it is there.
It looks like a dark rectangle. It's almost black, perhaps just a really dark red. And it's almost as if someone has tried to ape the style of Pinot's The Man in the Ball, but without any talent.
Ah, okay. Forgery. Or someone... And there's no sign of my painting. That's the only canvas on the...
The only sign of your painting is all over the floor.
Well, yes, yeah, true.
I mean, you're somewhat... You're not slapdash. You're a beautiful painter, but you get carried away. But you've never made a mess like this before. But there's paint. It's like almost like a puddle of paint on the floor, and none of your painting on the canvas.
Clovis. I just think of the amount of fucking money of paint that is standard for a skin artist, but that's beside the point. That's a sort of secondary concern, I suppose.
Do you spend a lot of time studying the painting, or are you kind of drawn elsewhere?
Well, I see this painting and I think, well, I need to check. I need to see what the shape under the eaves is, because my instincts are saying, well, I'm just hoping it's not. Well, no, it cannot be Edwina, because we clearly left together. But it could be a person. It could be a bundle of clothes. It could be. I don't want to go mad again. And I think back to the park. And I think back to the snapping into realities and out of realities again. I don't want that to happen. But I know I need to check what's under the eaves. And I feel like I'm in my right mind, finally, even though I know I'm not. So I will move over to that and see what I can tell.
So there's a box.
Yeah.
That as you go over it, it looks like it's empty, but there's a bit of oil paint inside the box. And then next to it, there is this sort of mound of if you lay oil paint on much too thick,
yeah, it
kind of never dries.
Yeah,
and it's kind of dry on the surface, but it's still liquid inside.
Splodgeable. It's like viscousy. Yeah,
exactly. So there's this kind of amorphous lump of oil paint, a solid lump of oil paint on the floor next to the box, but looks like it's been sort of stamped in. It's got footprints in it, and it's all sort of looks like it's been violently mushed up.
How sort of big is it? Like scale? Is it like a foot across, or like this blob, or is it less?
The size that comes to mind, horrifically, is it's about the size of a newborn baby.
I fucking knew you were going to say that. For fuck's sake. I think, yeah. And I think that is the thought that I had, because I know what I was trying to do was paint the moment when life begins. And I know, I remember what it was that I was drawing, whether it was cosmic or personal or like somewhere in between. And this shape there, yeah. I mean, I was about to ask, it doesn't have any human features imprinted in it, does it? But I doubt it.
Well, it's got, I mean, I don't mean this to sound so glib, but the human features it has imprinted in it is footprints.
Yeah.
It looks like it's been stamped quite heavily. No, I'd say there's not really any human features in it.
Oh, fuck, man. And it's next to this box, which is with all the paints and brushes.
No, the box is empty. The box is empty.
Oh, it's completely empty. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. When I said it had a bit of paint in, I mean it has a bit of dried paint in, as if something painted has been in there, like a wet brush has been in there or something.
Okay, got you. Yeah. I feel like, I don't know why I do it, but I think it's because I've come in to wash myself, but I feel like that lump of the paint, the oil paint with the stomping, I feel the need to sort of gather it up together. I feel like my hands are still covered in paint anyway, so I feel like I may as well. But I feel the need to drag it into the light or away from these eaves, just try and bundle it together and lift it and see. Because I don't even know I owned this much paint. Do you know what I mean? Paint can be expensive. And I'm a struggling artist. It's like, have I fucking broken into someone's house and nicked theirs? So I kind of want to pull it. Maybe there's a weird instinct in me, like a father wanting to cradle his newborn, but it's not that. I want to pick it up, try and, I don't know, make sure there isn't anything in it, something hidden. I don't know what I'm doing, but that's what I do.
No, there doesn't appear to be anything in it.
No. And it smells like paint. It is paint.
It smells like paint.
In which case, I will slop it back to the ground. I will go to my basin or wherever it is I wash from. I imagine there's a jug and I have to fill it up.
I think maybe you find some like terps or stuff, something that you can...
Terps would be the thing, yeah. White spirit or whatever, yeah. And I do a thorough job. Probably quite painful since I'm burned.
Really painful. I think they're sort of kind of weeping and bleeding in places at this point, you know.
Yeah, fuck. That's fucking grim.
But yeah, you managed to get quite a lot of the paint off.
Yeah, okay. I grab, I mean, I know I'm skint, but I mean, I was buying absinthe for Pinot earlier. I've got some shrapnel lying around. I grab some money and I grab maybe a satchel. I feel like I've lost my portfolio because I bought that with me, didn't I? And I woke up in the park without it. Unless it's back here, unless I bought it back here, and it's still here.
Yeah.
So I had it with me on the night out because I showed it to Benoit.
Yeah, I think your portfolio of the art that you'd been sort of, you know, carrying around the night before, you do find it here.
Oh, well, that's a relief in a way.
In the park, it's almost like you'd grabbed just a bundle of blank paper and a few pencils, and that's all gone. You imagine that probably was like, I don't know, burnt up in the
fire, however the fire happened, or whatever that hallucination was where I feel like I threw a lighter at someone and then there was just a load of clothes. Okay, well, I can't stay here, and I think it's freaking me out. There's a fucked up vibe to this place that I live in, so that works. So I think do I have keys? Are there keys there? Did I leave my keys in the apartment? Do I find them? Or?
Yeah, you can find your keys, yeah.
Okay, so I find my keys. I think that's all I take is just those essentials. I think I do take like a kitchen knife or something in my pocket, like just something, because I feel uneasy. Not a massive knife, like a fucking paring knife or something, or even a palette knife or something, but I lock it. I make sure to lock the door because I don't want anyone snooping around and seeing the fucking state of that apartment.
Sure. And
then all I'm thinking is how banal and mediocre all of my actions have been. I should be out there. I should be finding them. And I think I start pelting it down the stairs, and I just want to get to that village.
You do. And just to confirm, you're still wearing your chef's outfit, basically.
Yeah, I thought about changing back, and then I thought, hey, I'm a chef. I may as well. I'm as unrecognizable now as I could be from my previous self. So
yeah. So you pelt down the stairs and throw open the door. And as you throw open the door, there is a gendarme stood right there outside the door.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Oh, bonjour. Do you live here?
No, just visiting a friend. I'm late for work. I'm afraid dinner hour, you know.
Oh, right. What's the name of your friend?
Oh, Clovis. Clovis Herbert?
Is he in?
Why? Not him you're looking for?
Well, it just so happens it is. Is he in?
No. I hope he's not in any trouble. No, I went up to see, but he won't answer his door. He must be at work.
Well, we would...
Is he in trouble, or...? I know you probably cannot say. I worry about him. He's a good friend of mine.
Police business. But well, we should go up and check for ourselves. Do you mind just waiting there? Maybe we could ask you a few questions.
I would not mind at all. If I give you my address, just because I will lose my job. I'm new at the Rouge Dragon, and if I know I'll get there in time, more than my job is worth.
Oh, monsieur, it would It will not take very long. What is your name, monsieur?
Oh, no, Francois. Pleasure.
Francois.
Martin.
Francois Martin. No, if you could hang about, please, Francois.
Wait.
Unless you want to give me a social role, a persuade, or a...
Maybe I should. I feel like I should try one because I feel like I want to get away from here without them suspecting me. Maybe I'll go for... I mean, I think they're all the same for me, to be honest. I've got two all right ones, fast talk and persuade. I think I'll go fast talk because I think that's what I've been doing. I'm sort of going...
Yeah.
Well, you know how it is. Second week on the job, sous chef, sure, but maybe head chef one day and blah, blah, blah. So...
I think fast talk is right. I mean, you are technically lying.
Yes, exactly, yeah.
Although you're being very charming and persuasive about it.
Yeah. Well, that's a 76 on my 40 fast talk.
Well,
doesn't go well, does it? I'm going to push it. What am I doing? I'm going to push it because I feel like this momentum he got at the top of the stairs to get to this village and get out. And the way he grabbed the coat earlier, I feel like he's in that mode. I feel like the character needs to push through this. So,
okay, so the copper says, "Listen, Monsieur Martin, we don't worry. We can speak to your restaurant. You need to help the police with their inquiries. Anything is possible. So, no, you will wait here if it's all right with you, and my colleague will go up and check your friend's apartment to just make sure he is not here." And
I must be honest with you. Please forgive me. It is my shift at the restaurant, but it's more that my partner is in hospital. She is giving birth. I need to be there at the bedside, and she is early. And as these things can go horribly wrong, I do not want to tell anyone in our building because I'm desperately. We do not know if it will be a success or not. But that is why I'm rushing out. Please, you will forgive me. I know you will.
The classic bus stop scam. We've all been on the receiving end.
The classic bus stop scam. Yeah, exactly. I need to get to the hospital. My wife's giving birth. Do you fuck? Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, dear.
So, I rolled a 99.
Yeah, that's a fumble.
Yeah. Didn't go well, that.
No. So as you lean forward and start saying very passionately that you have to go and visit your wife in hospital, and you find yourself gesticulating with your hands.
Yeah.
And the policeman grabs you by the wrist and looks at looks under your nails and sees oil paint stuck under your nails.
Ah, fuck. Of course there's still trace.
And grabs you by the chin and sort of looks at your face and says, we meet again, Monsieur Herbert. I think this time you will accompany us to the station.
Oh, no.
Hey there, podcasts. If you're enjoying A Message of Art, or perhaps even if you're not, you should know that it's from the Nameless Horrors collection of scenarios by Matt Sanderson, Paul Fricker, and Scott Dorward. This terrible triumvirate go by the name of the Good Friends of Jackson Elias, and we like to think they're good friends of ours as well. There was a lovely new edition of Nameless Horrors released last year, but if you want to hear more from the good friends themselves, we encourage you to check out their podcast, which you can find on all good audio providers, or visit their website, named ominously blasphemoustomes.com. The Good Friends of Jackson Elias podcast is a veritable smorgasbord of content, with discussions about horror films, horror gaming, and ideas for writing and running your own Call of Cthulhu adventure. We're big fans, and we think you will be too. You can find the links, as always, in the show notes.